I'll be reacting to MUTEKING, the Dancing Hero, episode 12. I'll be watching it from Funimation's website, and now I'll be starting my reaction from the 1 minute and 38-second mark in 1, 0, go. Oh, fuck yeah. I'm pumped up for this. I even love how the CEO has extravagant moves, too. Fitting considering his over-the-top personality. Kaname, he does actually look a little bit cool, I ain't gonna lie. And I say a little bit cool. He's looking like he's ready to do a fucking power attack with the way he be fucking posing, straight up. And now it looks like he's about to start the apocalypse, like, straight up. I gotta admit, I do enjoy the OST for this scene in particular, though. Because it really does make it feel like shit's about to go down and... Okay, when he does shit like that, is it gonna... It kind of makes you wonder... Is a dance-off really gonna be able to resolve all? I think straight up, our boy's gonna... Muteki's gonna have to fight in his MUTEKING phone, like, straight up, like, fist to fist. At the rate this is going. Yeah, well, the boys don't like they're being tortured to death. I admit, I kind of don't mind the cartoonish sound effects at all. Oh, man. It wouldn't be MUTEKING if there wasn't at least a little bit of cheesy interspliced. I like how she's calm when everything else is fucking overwhelming. Even if I was on the side of the CEO, I would still be creeped the fuck out. Just considering the atmosphere and all that kind of shit. Saying that, man, the sound just sounds so fucking good. Oh, fuck yes. I actually like that extra having an explanation there. Yes, all right. Oh boy. Okay, now he's looking like he's doing straight up moves I would feel at home in a Dragon Ball series. I fucking love this shit though. Because it does show how far this series has come throughout its run. I always let one character say, EK, yeah! That always gets me pumped up. Hearing the determination of main characters in an anime. And I like how they're showing you what's at stake by showing the Earth in the fucked up state it's in, too. And saying that, it really does feel random when it comes to like the sequences involving the kids, though. I'm just saying. Like, nothing against them personally. It's just that the series didn't really give them a lot of importance, all things considered, throughout its run. Oh man, I'll give the series credit. At least it's trying to do something with the kids, even though it does feel a little bit forced, though. Finally back to MUTEKING on MUTEKING action. Oh man, she better just keep on fucking running. They all need to keep on fucking running. Yep. That man has the right idea. Oh. And like I was like, Nani. Yo, the kids keep on surviving multiple moments where it looks like they're about to fucking die. Seriously, it looks like they go through multiple moments where he should killing, yet they somehow survive. I gotta say, they got massive mental vitality. And yeah, maybe he's definitely seen some better days. Oh. Oh, fuck. And it really does make you feel for her, too. Question is, would something like that really work, though? And I love bits like this where it shows you how valuable Vivi is to all these kids. Of the wait, what? Now, don't get me wrong. Even though I do like how they raise the stakes, when you have like cartoony sound effects like that on the episode on occasion, it does cause a little bit of a whiplash effect into its serious finale. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be surprised if the dude didn't knock the fuck out with the way he was thrown there. Honestly, that man didn't deserve to have all that suffering placed on him. If I'm being truthfully honest. I wouldn't mind seeing a bitch off between the granny and the beautiful assistant lady of the sea. Oh! I highly doubt Mutika is going to go down this way. Oh, okay then. This series be going a bit more rougher in its action scenes than I would have ever imagined. I just wish the animation would have been a bit better though, because like we see DJ get kicked, but we don't see the impact frame of the kick directly hitting the face though. So that's one of the downsides about the animation. Oh, fuck. Adamant. Now this part with Mutaki's breathing and pain, now that actually does look good. Like you can tell in some bits of the episode, they're done by really talented animators. Other bits they're done by animators where it's like, yeah, you kind of question their talent levels a bit. Hey, I don't think anytime being utilized on Vivi's a waste, though, if you ask me. I'm assuming that's probably the rest of Vivi's remaining life force. I'm assuming. Oh, and I'm assuming it's going to transfer that energy to our boy Mutsuki or even DJ. Or maybe even both. Oh, it is both. I was just making a haphazard guess. I wasn't expecting even to actually send it off to both of them, though. But you know what? At least BB's life had impact, though. Part of me believes that Vivi isn't going to die. No, but no, it does look like she's truly going to die, though. And saying that, though, I think Vivi's death would have been a little bit more impactful if they would have had at least a bit more serious music, though. Considering I actually did like Vivi as a character. Kind of feels like a little bit of a tonal whiplash there. Oh! I like how the granny's completely calm about this shit. What the? Oh, shit! Okay. I mean, I don't want that twist. Holy shit. They didn't think we are going to actually see Mutaki's mom. I thought for a second she might have been dead or something. Okay. If it looks about to. Oh. Yo, okay, that one actually looks kind of nice. Fucking cheesy, but nice. It absolutely fits the series. I mean that in a good way. Oh my. I just like how instead of fighting, they just are okay. No, they're actually are fighting while dancing too. Okay, you know what? I dig it. I fucking dig this shit. Damn, I remember thinking it's got the fucking moves. And I kind of like how here you're seeing Mirror MUTEKING exists assisted by the others too. It ain't just all Mirror Muteki. Hell yes. And something I like about this too, it ain't just a conventional fight. It's dancing mixed in with fighting too. It fits in. It truly does fit in with the vibes of MUTEKING. I like how I like how you can tell the voice actors having fun with this. I love how Jose coming on the elbows. You know what? It's cheesy, but I don't mind this one bit. Yes, get wrecked, bitch. I've always wanted to say that. I was just waiting for the chance for the motherfucking CEO to finally be defeated, though. Because it was a long time fucking coming. Even if he runs away, ain't like he's going to be able to do anything against Mirror MUTEKING at all. That was kind of reminds me of Cuba's voice from the Madoka Magica series. It doesn't make me wonder if it's the same voice actor. Even if we were to take it calmly or slowly, he'd still be fucked. Yeah. Yeah, but at what cost, though? Because if you get engulfed in too many passions, you lose sight of who you truly are. And you become a bit too self-indulgent. You become slothful. I think at that moment, the CEO realized he done fucked up. I thought for a second he might have been sent to the fucking afterlife, and he was already dead. That's what I was thinking. Oh, okay. That's what I was thinking, at least for a second. I mean, why wouldn't they interfere? Huh. Is it really betrayal, though, if we found what she truly wanted for herself, though? That's the thing. Exactly. You can't impose your role on other people. And I kind of like the message here where it's like, yeah, don't try to impose your role on other people. And try to look at the positive things in life. So just being so darn negative all the time. I love the optimistic message here. I mean, you know what to say. If you can't beat them, join them. Talk about a drastic change there. I like how just the motherly feels so fucking random with the cast. But again, this series has just become completely random as fuck. I mean, decent enough ending. I just feel like it's a bit too abrupt, though, because I would have loved to have some reactions from like the kids with the things that went down with Vivi, though. You know, that's it. It's over. Here's the thing. So ending. I mean, I thought there was more positives and negatives, but it felt rushed because I kind of was hoping we'd see the reaction of, I don't know, maybe Muteki realizing his mother is, alive and well, So don't get me wrong. I mean, this episode covered some loose ends up. I mean, at the very least, the CEO is defeated. He's reformed into a proper living being on Earth now. And don't get me wrong, the final confrontation with the Mira MUTEKING versus the CEO in his MUTEKING form was cool and all. So there were positives narratively, but it just felt like this episode went too fucking fast, though. I mean, literally, last episode was like, wants you to accept, oh, yeah, the assistant of the CEO all this time was Muteki's mother. I'm like, I would have loved to have seen maybe a bit more screen time with knowing that she was the mother, Just felt like they introduced this bit of information and that's it. And I felt like it was a missed opportunity, not having our boy talk to Naomi a single bit, or not even his own mother. So even though there were bits I enjoyed about this episode, I felt that there were missed opportunities of characterization and then breezing through stuff like that. Oh, okay, now it's back. Yes! Aww. But he likes the cream sodas, though. And you know the art style is different, though. Oh! What the? I thought for a second Ida disappeared completely. Unless this is a different robot built. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm kind of miffed on that. What the fuck? Did I miss some shit? Yeah, unless it's implying that Ida got revived? I mean, okay then. What the fuck? Yeah, this last episode felt way too fucking rushed. The hell? What the hell fuck was that post-credit scene? Trying to what the fuck? Okay. This last episode really fucked up the series for me. I mean, there's just so many things wrong with this last episode. What the fuck was that post-credit scene? That's what I'm wondering, because I thought Ida was supposed to be dead. I mean, she died? And speaking of which, here's the thing about this episode. Holy cow. When you really think about this episode, and yeah, this ending, fuck. Now, here's my issues with the last episode, because I was feeling good up until the last few bits. Now, the thing that I found wrong with this episode was the way they handled Vivi dying. Like, the way Vivi dying was great. Like, she died the best way possible. And she was an amazingly written character. But it's just that this series went too quick because you didn't have the kids cry about her death, which we saw them for a bit, but that wasn't enough, though, considering Vivi was such a great character. And then speaking of which, we didn't even get to see Muteki react to the death of Vivi. We don't even get to have a sense of loss or tragedy. Don't get me wrong. Yes, they won and all. And I understand the message is to enjoy life and all that kind of jazz and don't impose your will on other people's lives. I understand that messaging, but you had Vivi, such an amazingly well-written character. And they just treat her death like it's nothing. I'm like, Vivi was a good character. So that's what iffed me at the last few minutes. And then it makes you wonder when it comes to the series, what was the point of characters like Naomi? What was the point of Muteki's mother and father? They were just there, apparently. So that's what this ending lost me. Like, you have this family dynamic that was implied, but it wasn't really emphasized much, if at all. So that was another downside about this episode. So it's like, holy shit. What was the point of their existence in the first place? And then speaking of which, don't get me wrong, I understand that this series loved goofiness. But the thing is, though, having goofy music during Vivi's death made it a bit less impactful, even though it was still an impactful moment. So those were also some of the downsides in the last episode. Now, don't get me wrong. It ain't like there weren't any positives. The last dance battle between Muteki and the CEO was pretty damn fucking badass. So that was great. And even though the kids were all right characters, at least they brought the disco ball that allowed Vivi to support Muteki and the DJ. So they at least tried and successfully succeeded in the writing staff and having the kids do something. But the thing about this last episode is, considering it went way too fucking quick, where it didn't even let you properly process a character's death. Like, there was no funeral sequence, none of that. It's like, what the fuck? You have such a substantial character die, the only substantial character die, and they just treat it like fucking nothing. Like, oh, yeah, this person died, okay. I'm like, come on, series, really? And speaking of which, yeah, everyone worked together, but all that needed to be done to get rid of a lot of the CEO's soldiers was for it to be revealed that the CEO's assistant is the mother of Muteki, and she just gets rid of multiple soldiers at once, and it makes you wonder, what was the point of Naomi, her father, and those people that hung out in the fucking diner? It really does make you question whether this series really planned out its characters properly. And that's one of the downsides of this last episode. It's like it did cool things, but they were kind of outweighed by the negatives. And that's what I felt about the script. It was just a mixed bag. Now, the animation and art quality, some moments were great. Other moments it's weird. Like, this episode looked beautiful and not so beautiful at the same time. So you can definitely tell some of the production budget was being strained in the last episode. Like, when CEO became all sparkly, it looked good. Or when Vivi died, it looked good. Or when the CEO was looking at his reflection, it looked good. But then other bits, like those scenes in the episode that spent time on Naomi, her father, and the diner people, it looked a bit off the animation. So you can definitely tell that this episode definitely struggled from a production standpoint. So that was another downside about this episode too, unfortunately. And I feel like if this series wouldn't have wasted its time on some of the bad episodes early on, it probably would have been able to flesh out its ending better. But sadly, though, taking all these factors in consideration, if I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional, I'm going to give it a 4.75 out of 10, because honestly, this last episode went a bit too fucking quick for my liking. I would have loved if it would have been, like, literally this material in the episode should have been spread out to 2, maybe even 3 episodes. Instead of like the earlier episodes wasting their time having Muteki deal with some bad situation that the CEO made, then having his dance off and doing it for like 4 episodes straight without much variation. So that's my issue with like this last episode. If the series didn't waste its time on some of the earlier episodes, it could have been really fucking good. As for the series overall, I've had a rate on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, and 10 being exceptional. I'll give it a 4.75 out of 10, a bit below average, and let me explain why. The middle episodes in the series struggled. Literally, it was the same formulaic shit. Muteki does shit, then afterwards, Muteki does a dance-off, then he dodges the same attacks, then he does his dance-off, then he defeats the enemy. And it happened like that for multiple episodes. Eventually, the series did get a little better when Oda showed up and started to mix shit up. But even then, in the middle episodes, you noticed the pacing was off because, like, there were bits where it mentioned DJ rescued Muteki, but we didn't even see fucking how. So that's where the series started to have pacing issues, where it started to rush you, where it was easy to tell that this series was going to have a tough time. And then those problems that were showing up in the early episodes become bigger problems in this last episode when it breezed through Vivi's death and all that kind of shit. And I'm like, the series could have been fucking good. Not to say there wasn't any upsides. Sometimes the jokes in this series worked. Thought the dating sequences between our boy and Ada were good. Vivi's death was still sad, regardless of the fact. The final dance-off in the last episode was good. It was cheesy, but it worked. And from a character standpoint, even though I thought Naomi's father, and pretty much every character was worthless except for Muteki, DJ, Vivi, and that's it. Oh, and okay, Ada was kind of good too. But this series didn't have many good characters that lacked depth. At least with Muteki, he was shy, but then eventually confessed. So there was some character development for him, and I like how he gained confidence too when he revealed that he was the MUTEKING. I loved DJ's arc too, where he showed you how when he was a kid, he was picked on until he was protected by Muteki. Then he helped out Muteki when they got older. I liked his arc. I like Vivi's arc, where constantly every single time Vivi tried to do bass bar singing, eventually when his body came out, he went to do other things, with eventually taking care of kids and then helping protect DJ and Muteki. So this series did have some good characters to its credit. The CEO as villain could have used step, but he worked as a villain. I thought he was okay, but I thought Muteki, DJ, and Vivi were actually good characters. But that's my issue with this series, though. So much wasted potential because all the other characters, it's like they didn't even feel like their existence was justified. So yeah, rush pacing and most of the characters are wasted potential. Animation was a mixed bag. Some of the episodes in the series looked really good. Some of them looked bad. So I'll give it a C grade for animation. Artwork, I dug the character designs. I don't mind them too much. Voice acting was great, and I liked the music. And I did like Ada's character arc too, where she eventually did admit she loved Muteki before dying. So this series, if anything, I think they handled Ada's death better than Vivi's, even though I liked Vivi more as a character. But yeah, those are some positives of the series. But unfortunately, just its rushed pacing at the last episode, even the early episodes too, did affect my enjoyment of the series, unfortunately. But yeah, these are my thoughts. I thought the series overall was a 4.75 out of 10, which in my scale is below average because 5 is average and 10 is anything above 5, between 10. That's above average. And yeah, it just couldn't stick its landing, unfortunately. And I was really, really super hyped up, but we didn't even get to see any single conversation between our boy and his parents at all. Like, you would think that would have happened considering that his parents were missing for years. And this series didn't even give us that emotional gratification to our boy finally encountering his own father and mother. And that's another disappointment about this series too. Like, anything that could have been potentially interesting, it just breezed through that shit, unfortunately. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the series and the final episode. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction, the last episode of the series in general. Hope y'all rate the video, share, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more. But anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching my video. Have a fantastic day or night, everyone. Bye-bye.